All right, everybody. It's been a while. I'm only gonna be here. I'm gonna try to make this short, sweet, and just enjoyable. I don't have statistics. I just have announcements of uh, different finals, different things going on. Blah blah blah. Let's get to it. We got Stanley Cup Finals. We got NBA Finals. We got champions to talk about, that all that, whatever. Let's get to it. First off, my Braves, MLB. uh I'm not sweating it. We're still second behind the Phillies. It's a couple of games, sucks, but Phillies are good at the start of the season, and that's the matchup I'm most likely going to be looking forward to. And it's who's going to collect the ring, right? That's pretty much where it comes to. Dodgers. Last time I saw Dodgers were rolling into Yankee Stadium. That's shouldn't have happened, but it did. They rolled in there, and it looked like they rolled, and they pretty much it took a lot to probably not let them take the entire series. I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know. I just saw that they just stormed it, and they have a lot to look forward to, because if they win, at least that if the Dodgers win this year, that means that ring's gonna actually have some weight to it. It's not gonna be a freaking 60 game, 88 game season type fucking bullshit. And COVID, no one believes that. If you ask anybody, no one believes that ring actually has any weight to it. As much as, yeah, it's great that they finally got one. It was in the full season. Fuck that shit. You know, ask the freaking Nationals in 2019, huh? Having how many, only being so many games over 500 and winning the championship, playing a full fucking season, right? And then how has that worked out since COVID? Have they gone back? Have they been there? No. You could give them credit in 2018 when they lost to the freaking Boston. Yeah, I can do that, but I'm not going to give them credit. And so until they win, that's not. I'm just not gonna. That's my opinion. That's my hot take. You can take it or leave it. Enjoy it. All right, done. We're getting into Euros. We're getting into Copa. But right now, I just want to talk about the PWHL. Minnesota beat Boston, winning in a shutout, winning for inaugural Walter Cup final. It was so congratulations to those gals. And from what I saw, the New York team just drafted first overall. Or Canadians. I just caught it this morning, so I apologize if I don't know any names. I'm doing this quick, but congratulations, and hopefully New York gets to see another title, because the New York FC MLS team has won. So if anyone that watches that's a New York reporter or whatever that likes to scan through these, guess what? You guys have won a title, and you gotta stop looking just at only the Knicks and the Rangers and the Islanders and the Yankees and the, oh my goodness, Mets. All right, look at their Red Bulls, and look at, they've actually are doing something. Period. Anyway, let's get into the NHL final. Actually, you know what? Let's get into the NBA final. It's because I feel like this might be a sweep, but I don't believe it's gonna be a sweep. But it's looking like a sweep, and both finals are looking like sweeps. Like, Florida, don't kid yourself. But Boston Celtics, and they're just lot wait. I think it's just their time, and they're just that franchise. They win. Celtics win. It's ask anyone that's been a part of that franchise, or ask anyone that's a fan of that team. They just win, and they don't care if they have a bad season, because they have that winning culture. It's almost like the Montreal Canadiens. They have that establishment in their fans, that they don't have to feel bad if, like, like if they lose, that's only the sixth final I think they've ever lost, and they've only been there 20 some times, 23, 24. And it's like, you know, Dallas has the most pressure because they've only won that one championship, been there a couple of times now, and it's now we're starting to see, like, can Kyrie actually hold down his side? Because if he gets shut down, and if Luka gets shut down, and the role players don't pull out enough points, it's like, how do you? And Boston didn't play their best game, and they still came out with a victory. So that's hard to come over. So it could be a sweep. I don't believe it is. I believe it's going to go a little bit longer. I would love to see a reverse type sweep, so it goes to a game 7 and possibly Boston winning it or whatever may happen. However, I like it, but I just don't see it, and it's looking pretty dominant, one sided. Where in the NHL, everyone keeps, like, it's pretty obvious that Florida has the most stacked team. But this has a lot of reminiscence of 2018 and 2019, where Ovi had a little bit of a struggle and he came out and they ended up taking it in 6, and then in 2019 when St. Louis, they were down 2-1 after game 3, because I think they won. It was 1-1, and then Boston won in Boston, and it was a big, like a 7-2. So it was a pretty wide, like pretty obvious win. But then they lost, lost in game 7. And there's a lot of reminiscence of those 2 years in this game, because the Oilers, they have a Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh style team built from their great superstar, generational stars, and the Florida Panthers have the Boston type method. A bunch of good stats. They put up big numbers. They can fight. They're gritty. Right place, right time. Wrong place really doesn't matter. They're really that type of team. Like it's like they counterattack type team that's really well rounded. I just also seen that method lose because of either being whatever the situation may be. You could say Boston was gassed and all that stuff. And I believe that honestly, this could be Florida's year. And I still said the most 90 ways this finals can end is in a sweep. Because of course in the 90s you had a bunch of sweeps. You had one that Pittsburgh did in 92, and then you had 4 years. I think it was 95, 96, 97, 98. The two, I think 97 and 98 was Detroit. 96, because it was Colorado, and then whatever. I'm not thinking. Oh no, 90 was that New Jersey that swept? I don't know. Anyway, there's 4 straight sweeps, if I'm correct, and then there was one. So there's about like half the 90s was sweeps. So that's the most 90 way this finals can end. Now, do I think the Oilers will get swept? Probably not. Jesus, there's a reason why he's not Mick overrated, but it is what it is. It's whoever earns the win. It's not whoever. It's not nothing's set in stone until someone lifts the cup. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to go to 7 games because that's just the way that it feels to me. I don't know if I'm right. I could be wrong. I'm usually wrong, but I would like to see it go to 7 games. And I know a lot of people would. So we'll see what happens with that. MLS, my Toronto FC has been doing really good. They're in 6th place. I don't know if the Italian internationals left for their Euros, but Insigne and Bernardeschi. So we'll see what happens there. Let's UFC 303 at the end of the month. We're gonna see that. Olympics Paris happening soon. Everyone's getting ready for that. let's talk about. Let's get rid of the Clash at the Castle. We got Priest and McIntyre as the main event. Judgment Day are banned from the rings. Looks like everybody's banned from the ring. We got Bailey versus Piper Niven, Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable, and of course all of Alpha Academy. Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles and Bianca Belair. Jay Cargill versus Apple Fire and Isla Dawn. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. So triple take team match. All right, I didn't know that. I just looked that up right now. Yeah, that I hope there's a little bit more. If you're gonna do a Clash at the Castle, it shouldn't end in an odd number like that. There should be an even amount of matches, so I think they should add a 6. Maybe if you're gonna end, it should be 7, maybe 8. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Anyway, you guys make the multi-million-dollars, but it's gonna be entertaining. It's in Scotland. We're going to be live in Glasgow. Drew McIntyre's freaking actual backyard, and not just a place that he walked to wrestle. So it's going to be good. Piper Niven's backyard, a lot of people's backyard, actually. Now that I think about it, there's going to be a lot. And probably, and now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure Alpha Fire and Isla Dawn there are going to enjoy being back in jolly old England. All right, so that's can't wait to see what happens. I'm tuning in. I'm going to be watching that live, so do not bother me Saturday. Morning, because I'm pretty sure that's going to happen in the morning. UFC 303. I saw the fight cards getting ready to make. Can't wait. That's on 29th, if I'm correct. Yeah, 29th. WNBA. Apparently there's all this talk about Caitlin Clark not being on the Olympic team because they're trying to build the best team that's been going to play against teams that have been together for years. I remember hearing First Take and all that, and the debate that was happening. I heard I heard only just a rumor that there's a lot of individuals mad about Caitlin Clark's popularity because the basketball being such a predominantly colored sport, but I don't think racism was one of the reasons of her not being on the Olympic team. I do agree with that. The other teams have been together for years, so if you add someone just for show and stuff, I don't think that's beneficial to the team. But I don't think it would. I don't think having her come in a couple of games here and there, I don't think that that would have been too bad. Like, you could have some preliminary matches and stuff. But overall, yeah, I don't. It's shocking to me because she is so popular, but I can understand it from a chemistry point of view, I guess, if that's where with the word that they were looking for on First Take is chemistry between the teams, because I know I didn't hear that. All I heard is cohesiveness. I heard different terms, but yeah, chemistry together have been a cohesive unit. It's understandable, but it is what it is. But but then again, Stephen A has a good point, and he got shut down because of his basketball knowledge and where he comes from and what he knows about basketball. And everyone's going to argue out the teeth about Stephen A. Smith, but he did have a point too. And, I guess that's what I can say, because it's kind of a 50-50. Like, you can choose, well, it's not productive for the team, but then for money for if you want to grow the sport, I guess if you're looking at it from Stephen A's point of view, that's probably the way to do it. But that's USA for you, and USA will always, go Canada because I'm Canadian. So let's just hope to see the Olympics turn out the way that it's supposed to, and hope maybe we get to see a Canada USA gold medal match. And just hold up a second. Yeah. I don't have anything French though, but like besides my Paris Saint Germain, but so for everybody to know where I hail from, place where Rowdy Piper was born. Anyway. So let's get through some champions here. Let's go through Euros. Looks like the Barcelona FC women has won their third title. They beat the Lyon, who ended up beating my Paris Saint Germain girls, which I was pretty proud of the ladies there, and I'm proud of the men. But they both fell in semifinals, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles, and that's unfortunate. And I know we're gonna be back next year, so let's hope for a better campaign. I'll see you all in the summer. Like I said, PSG won their league and as well as the Coupe de France. For the English Premier League, the FA Cup was won by the Red Devils themselves, while the Citizens took their fourth straight title. Real Madrid Liga, the Women's Super League was Chelsea FC winning and taking such a big last game too, 6-0. You got Juventus for their mid-season. I think it was the Copa. You got Inter Milan who won the Serie A. You got Bayer Leverkusen, both the Polka, DFB Polka, Pokal, and Bundesliga. Sporting SCP for the Liga Portugal, with FC Porto and Braga winning as well, but Benfica also being number 2 and making it into Champions League, if I'm correct. Congratulations to Olympiacos, the first Greek team to win a championship. Like, if you want, it's a third. People call it the third tier, or whatever, and but in all due respect, it's a Champions Trophy, so they deserve it. They beat a very good team, and Florentia now in those big tournaments, because they've only won the Winners' Cup. I think the inaugural Winners' Cup in 60-61 season. They're 1-4 because they lost Champions League in 57 or something. Then in 1990, when I was born, they lost Europa. And then the last 2 years, they've lost the Europa Conference, which I think is just now going to be called the UEFA Conference League, which makes sense. Yeah, and if I'm correct, Atalanta won Europa, beating Bayer Leverkusen. So Bayer Leverkusen didn't get to complete that trifecta, but that was still that's still a powerful season they had. But that's just, so it's heartbreaking because this team that no one thought was going to win, and I think they were $5 underdogs on the money line. Yeah, if you bet against Atalanta, you're stupid. Yeah, because they won, and now they're in Champions League this upcoming season, which is going to have 36 teams. Hey. Congratulations to the greatest team of all time. In my opinion, arguably the greatest Champions League team. You can argue on which team is the greatest, but Real Madrid. Congratulations. It's not luck. It's Real Madrid. That was Henry, if I'm correct. That said that, and it's true because there's you can't screw them over. You just can't. You can't. You try to screw them, and you're gonna. They always have the best coach. It doesn't matter. It's almost like the Montreal Canadiens of soccer or football, or wherever you're from. However you want to pronounce it. It's like, it doesn't matter whose name is on the back of that jersey. It's always about the crest. And I can in all with a lot of different teams, you can say that. There's certain teams that have that respect. I believe in the French league. They the Paris Saint Germain finally have that respect, the same that Saint Etienne had way back in the day, right? OL Lyon, Monaco, all those teams had that respect. Now Paris Saint Germain finally has that respect. I feel they finally have that respect, but there's also other people that would disagree with you, and that's just the way that European football is, and I'm happy with that. Um, where else can I go from here? Um, so I got rid of all the champions, Euros, Copas happening. Canada tied with France, but I kind of knew that France wasn't going to stress themselves on my Canadian internationals because it's just bad to beat up on those young teams, and we are, and they're not going to do that because they want to have that respect. But then that's just it. It's going to be different if we face them in the Olympics. Can't get it is what it is. And then you got the Euros and Copa. We got Argentina on the 20th. Go Canada, but you know that's reversing the number one team, and you got to be prepared because it could be like the Netherlands. It could be worse than the Netherlands game. Netherlands love blasting teams. That's their forte. But when it comes to competition, it is what it is. So go boys, go Canada. Before I go, I thought, because everyone thinks I'm one-sided when it comes to the Florida Panthers. All the different boys that are on that team, and as well as the Edmonton Oilers, of course, right? I got two of the greatest. I got these boys right here. Pretty sure they're on the team, and I don't know why. And Leon Draisaitl can ask, but these are the only Draisaitl cards, and I don't understand the pairing. I don't know. They can add. I thought they would try to pair like Matthew, but I do have Tkachuk, right? I got Brady, a couple of Brady cards here. If but I didn't want to really show that because it's with the old dreads and be like, oh, look at those old girlfriends he's wearing, right? Like I didn't want it to be I didn't want to jinx it. I really didn't. So I hope I didn't. Anyway, that's it. We're good. I caught up. I don't know when I'm going to get back to you next. I've been really super busy. I'm going to be super busy tomorrow, super busy the next how many days. I couldn't get back to you guys in time. I do apologize. If you see me, please don't spit on me. Thank you. Love you guys.